Hello girls, gays, and non-binary babes. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about books I've read recently that I either loved or hated. I just kind of pick willy-nilly for these videos. I don't usually go over like every book I've read in the past few months, just the ones that I feel like talking about for one reason or another. So yeah, you can get the full list of what I've read on my Goodreads, which should be linked below. But yeah, if you just want to know what I've been reading and what I've been rating it. But I'm excited to talk about these books today. Very excited to get into it. But first, the ad read. Hello everybody. If you didn't already know, I am now an official partner with Ana Luisa. I am so excited to be a partner with them. I have done partnerships before with them in the past, and I've absolutely loved their jewelry, so this is just a dream for me. This is now the second month of this partnership, and this month they are celebrating their 5th birthday, which is huge. And so today we've put together a little birthday look for you, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get into the pieces. So the first things that I have are my new beautiful Rowena necklace, and the second necklace that I'm going to be putting on is unfortunately discontinued, but it's one of my favorites and I reach for it like every day, so I feel like leaving it out of this would be a big mistake because I wear it like every day. Also, another big thing for me is rings. I always have to load up on my rings to assert my dominance, and Ana Luisa makes that super easy. They have a ton of rings, whether you want something stackable like a midi ring, you want a big statement ring, whatever you want, they have it. The two rings that I'm featuring from Ana Luisa today are this beautiful snake ring. Her name is Petra. I have wanted a snake ring for so long, and I'm so happy I finally got one. I also got a midi ring. This one is Stephanie in a size 5, so that I can wear it at the top of my finger because I really like that. I think they really add to any kind of ring look, and especially this one, and I think they're just really pretty. Please feel free to check out Ana Luisa. All of the links and everything you need will be down below, along with a code that you can use, my own personal code. And yeah, thank you so much to Ana Luisa for partnering with me. I'm so excited to be part of this program, and yeah. So the book that I want to start with is a book that I read, I think about a month or so ago. I've been putting off reading this for so long, but that is The Arsonist City by Hala Alian. This was so good. I think I rated it 4.5 stars just because the beginning was a bit slow and the characters were a little hard to like keep track of. So I deducted like 1/2 star for that, but otherwise I loved this. I originally borrowed this from the library last year or something and never read it because it was a little intimidating looking and I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it, but I found it on Book Outlet for like a few bucks, so I figured I'd buy it. I've been wanting to read more books from Lebanese authors that like specifically primarily kind of take place in Lebanon. I'm Lebanese, if you didn't know, so I'm trying to like kind of connect with that part of myself. So this one was incredible. This one's pretty popular as far as Lebanese books go, and it's about a family that their parents were born in the Middle East and grew up there, and they got married and moved to the US where they had their kids. And it follows all the perspectives. It follows all 3 kids' perspectives, along with the mom's perspective back when she was living in the Middle East, and kind of how her life began and how these children kind of came to be and how her life came to be. It was really sad, but I really enjoyed it. It felt really real and realistic, and all of the characters felt so real to me. By the time I finished, I didn't want it to be over. I was ready to stay with these characters forever, and I loved all of them with all their goodness and badness within themselves. And I just really like this one. It's a really good picture of a family that has immigrant parents and kids that are born in the US. So the next few, until the very last book, I don't own copies of, so we're just gonna be throwing up some pictures. So the next book I want to talk about is Brainworms by Alison Rumfitt. This is the same author that wrote Tell Me I'm Worthless, which I read a couple months ago, and did I rate that one 5 stars? I can't remember when I rated that one, but this one I gave 4 stars. So I really liked it. Here's the thing. Gross horror for me is sometimes like hit or miss. And this one in particular was interesting. It's a book based around transphobia and how that like seems to infect people's brains and change them, and how it kind of completely takes over. Incredible. Really truly incredible. I only gave it 4 stars because the author likes to include gross like kinks, which I'm fine with. Do not care. Just not for me. I just don't, not my favorite thing reading about that. So if you don't mind like gross out moments, then you'd probably like this one. I just gave it a star less because like personally the gore wasn't my taste. I like certain kinds of gore, which is weird, I know. I don't understand it either. But this was just not my jam. But overall I really liked the book. I liked the messaging, I liked the theme, I liked literally everything else about it. Just kind of the kink bits were not for me. This one comes out October 10th, so just a little over a month from now. Definitely check it out if you're into this kind of stuff. If you liked Tell Me I'm Worthless, or for example, Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRocca, I think is the author's name. Very similar vibes, kind of that gross out horror stuff. Yeah, not entirely for me. Really loved the messaging though. Incredible. Okay, next I want to talk about The Wolf Den. This is by Elodie Harper, and oh my god, y'all. I did not even know this existed until recently, and I was like, I need to read this immediately. So for those of you who don't know, which I think was probably most of you, I don't know if I've mentioned this here before, I used to have the biggest hyperfixation on Pompeii. I was like one of those kids that was really into like natural disasters, and Pompeii was my favorite. I'm still so interested in it, and I'm just obsessed with Pompeii for some reason. This one does not focus on the disaster before you start thinking that. This one is like a historical fiction meets like the myth stories. Like I have, for example, like Ariadne, Circe. It gives like that kind of vibe, but it's more historical fiction. There's no real gods or goddesses in it, except for the ones that the characters worship. So this takes place in a brothel in Pompeii, and it follows a bunch of girls who work at this brothel and their lives and kind of the sisterhood that comes with that. This was incredible. I love any book about sisterhood, so like the sisterhood between friends. Love that kind of stuff. This was very much up that alley, and I really liked it. There's 3 books, I believe, in this series, so I will be reading all 3 of them. I believe the 3rd one actually comes out in the next couple months. I'm not sure. But I'm really excited to read the rest, and I think it's a good mix between historical fiction and the whole sisterhood theme, and there is like the slightest bit of romance to kind of keep you on your toes, if you will. but that's not really what I was going into it for, so yeah. Okay, the next one I'm gonna rant about. So I picked up this ARC on a whim. I saw it, I think it was like available as like a read now for me, like I didn't have to request it. So I picked it up because I was interested in the title, and it was a romance. I don't normally read romance, it's not really my thing, but I decided to pick it up because the title sounded intriguing, it sounded kind of interesting. It's called Yes Chef. I don't remember who it's by, but this is like their debut book. So, first of all, the main character's name is James Sullivan, as in like Monsters Inc. James Sullivan, so that was a little hard to get past, but it was doable, you know? It was okay, that was fine. I did overall give this 3 stars, by the way, so it was okay, but I overall enjoyed it. It was really cute and fun, and I had a good time with it, but my biggest issue is how are we still writing books in 2023 that are like, where the main character is like not like other girls and very much a misogynist, and at least it gives that vibes. And also, how are we still writing books in 2023 that overuse OCD when it's not OCD? It's, you're a perfectionist, you're not OCD. And it was like, if I had taken a shot for every, if I had even taken a drink, like if I had sipped a drink every time that the author mentioned OCD when it was not OCD related, I would have been sloshed by the end of the book. It was a little ridiculous. But at the end of the day, like, I liked the book. I thought it was cute. I don't know. Romances are so hard for me like that. That's why I don't normally pick them up. I thought this would be an outlier, but it wasn't, sadly. So here we are. I think I might end up rating this one lower just because, like, the more I think about it, every time I think about it, I'm like, I don't think I liked that book. Like, it was cute, but I just can't stop thinking about, like, the issues I had with it. So, I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah, that's that one. So, next, I want to talk about another ARC that I read. I actually just finished it 2 days ago? I can't remember. Yesterday? I don't know. 2 days ago, I think. I don't know, don't ask me. Anyway, that is Schrader's Chord. I once again cannot remember who the author is. I believe this is also a debut. This one, do I know when this one comes out? No. Do I ever look this up beforehand? Nope. You'd think I would have learned my lesson by now, but alas, I have not. This comes out September 5th. It might as well be out right now. So you've got 4 days to go get it. Anyway, Schrader's Chord. This one I picked up, one, it's a tour book. I love me a good tour book. Tour publishing, for those of you who don't know. 2, the cover looks sick as hell. And 3, the title looked sick as hell, sounded sick as hell. So this one I gave 4.5 stars. Again, a little slow going in the beginning, but once we got there, we got there. I really liked this. This is a horror novel that's set around the theme of music and the, I want to say the afterlife, but kind of beyond the veil. So there's this legend in this book that there's a man named Ivan Schrader, who was a composer, I believe, like way back when, and his wife died and he wanted to try and like see her again. So he tried to like figure out a note or a chord that he could play that would let him see dead people, basically. It's explained a lot better in the book, trust me. But oh my gosh, this was so good. The theory behind it, like the story behind it, was so fascinating to me. I literally had to look it up to see if it was real or not because I wasn't sure, because it sounded like a legit like myth or legend. It's not, by the way, in case you're wondering. But it was just incredible. The ending especially was really, I think, unique, and for horror novels, I feel like you kind of usually get, well, for a lot of novels, you kind of get a very routine ending, a very, I don't want to say stereotypical, but there's usually like a cut and dry kind of ending. And I think this was a bit more unique. I really liked it, and it was a little unexpected, and it was just a lot of fun. It was really dark and Final Destination-y. Very dark, very gritty, and I really liked it. I was really impressed, so yeah. And the final books that I want to talk about, I'm gonna mention very briefly because I just made a whole video on them, but that is A Natural History of Dragons and The Tropic of Serpents. These are the first 2 books of the memoirs of Lady Trent, which are fake memoirs, before you get excited. Obviously, because they're about dragons. This is a new series that I'm reading. I'm actually reading the 3rd book right now, and I have the final 3 books borrowed from the library at the moment, so I will be binge reading them, and I'm so excited. But yeah, anyway, these are fantasy memoirs about a woman who is really into dragons and goes on these different adventures to study them and learn more about them. Like I said, I just did a whole video on them, so you can go check that out if you want to know more, but I fucking love these. They are incredible, and I can't get enough of them. Obviously, I just finished these 2, and I'm already going to be binging the rest of the series. So yeah, they're really good. They're very good escapism. The writing makes you, the writing and the author assume that you're already a part of this world, and they're just kind of reiterating stuff that you know, like memoirs. So it's really easy to escape into, and I really like that about them. So yeah, but if you want to know more, check out my previous video where I talk more in depth about them and what I like. But overall, these are incredible. Pick them up. Obviously, I'm mentioning them for a second time on my channel already, so they're really good. All right, and that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you again to Ana Luisa for sending me some jewelry. Please go check them out. All of their information is down below if you are interested. And I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.